If you're digging into an OpenSciEd unit and asking, where are the assessments? That's a great question. They're there, but they're just built differently. Because when students are figuring out phenomena, revising their thinking, and collaborating to make sense of the world, assessment has to shift to match that kind of learning. Because the truth is, assessments communicate what we value. If our classrooms are now focused on figuring out phenomena, risk-taking, revising ideas, and working together, then assessments must recognize and encourage that. Otherwise, we risk telling students that the work we value most isn't what counts. It's kind of like this. Imagine spending weeks teaching students how to build and revise scientific models to explain real-world phenomena, encouraging them to ask questions, test ideas, and rethink their models as they go. But then when it's time for assessment, and we just hand them a vocabulary quiz or a list of disconnected facts to memorize, what's the message we're sending to kids? The message we are sending is this. We didn't really care about all that sense-making. We just care about getting the right answer. On the other hand, if our instruction values figuring out phenomena, using science practices, taking risks, and revising our thinking, then our assessments have to value those things too. That's why OpenSciEd designs assessments differently. Instead of a single shot to get it right, students have multiple opportunities to revise their ideas. Instead of defining words out of context, students apply their thinking to explain new phenomena. The assessments match the kind of learning we want students to carry with them long after the unit ends. OpenSciEd has embedded assessment moments called out in each lesson, times when students are making their thinking visible through activities like revising models, annotating graphs, or collaborating in a scientist circle. These aren't side activities. They are assessment moments, even if students don't feel like they're being assessed. For example, in the McKenna unit, students annotate graphs about food molecules moving through the body. As they write what it means statements, they're revealing their understanding. So you can use that information right away to give feedback, adjust instruction, or just spot patterns across the class. But embedded moments aren't the only assessments. At key points, students are asked to transfer what they figured out to new situations. These transfer tasks aren't about memorization. They're about applying science ideas and practices flexibly. Therefore, students deepen their understanding while you gather powerful evidence of what they know and can do. In OpenSciEd, assessment isn't an event, it's a process. It's a way to support students as they grow ideas over time, not a single moment to label them. Therefore, every conversation, model revision, investigation, and transfer task becomes an opportunity to see and support learning. And these are all built into OpenSciEd's assessment system. The system includes assessment with many different purposes, including pre-assessment, self-assessment, peer assessment, formative, and summative assessment. So if you're asking, where are the assessments? The answer is they're everywhere. They're designed to reflect the rich, authentic learning that students are doing every day. You're not just checking what students know, you're helping them build it. So check out our next videos for exactly how to use these assessments day to day.